My name is Nick Romeo. I'm here with Chris Scannell, and this is Doomsday Doopy Doo. How you doing, Chris?
I'm doing okay, Nick. I'm happy to be here with you.
Good. We're on episode 4. Believe it or not.
Where has the time gone?
I don't know, but I wanted to, I don't know if apologize or say that. I guess break it to you that you've walked in, and you've mentioned this to me actually when you first came in, and I started feeling bad, and I was laughing to myself because I was going to be talking about this. You've kind of walked into a den of germs.
Yes.
Yeah. My wife had bronchitis, found out for a couple of weeks, and then on top of that, she got a cold, so she's been sick for a full month. And James has strep throat, and Nicholas got like a little bit of a head cold, and I've been somehow surviving in this house for a month, popping vitamin C, which is why I offered you some when you came in. Mm-hmm. And so if you want to leave, I understand. We do spray with Lysol, but. Yeah, it's you drink some whiskey.
Yeah, I'm gonna have some whiskey to wash that
and wash that shit.
Because I kind of implied I don't want to be accusatory. Is that a word? Accusatory?
I think so.
I didn't want to be inflammatory walking into your house. But I'm like, since I left here, I literally got in the truck and I was like, my throat kind of hurts. Yeah, and I'm like, and then I haven't been down because I can't afford to be down 100%, but. Definitely, I've had this annoying cough for about 2 weeks, and I'm like, I'm like low grade hypochondriac. I remember Nick said to his wife, "Oh, she's sick. Everybody was sick." I'm like, "Oh my god, I've been sick."
Yeah, and just the strep throat was just found out 3-4 days ago, but he's on antibiotics, so it should be the contagiousness. Is that a word?
Contagiousness.
The contagibility.
I like contagibility more than contagiousness would be the state of or act of being contagious, whereas contagibility would be the efforts with you could contage.
Yeah. Okay. Well, it's less of that. I think once you're on the antibiotics, it's a little less than that.
Okay.
And I also we have our artwork now. We have the music now. We still didn't lay down the vocal tracks, which I think we should do. We should probably do it together.
Oh, we're going to do the vocals?
Well, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought we did it in the last episode.
Oh, I don't know if that's usable. Because you know why it's not usable? Because we had the music. We had the music going in the background.
Okay.
Our vocal track wasn't isolated.
Okay.
So we would need to do that in order to affect the levels. Can't change the levels of the music also in the track. Which that's the same exact mistake I made the first time.
You know what's funny is that so since going on this journey with you from this conversation, I don't know, when did we have the conversation that you wanted to do this?
I think it was before summer.
Before the summer. And I always have these conversations and I say, oh yeah, it's great. Yeah, let's do it. And, and I alluded to it also upstairs before we came down to the bunker to record tonight. I'm like, when you mentioned that you were going hunting, and I said, oh, you're actually doing that. Because there are people, and I would say conservatively 85% of people say a lot of things and don't follow through. So when I was like, yeah, whatever. So, anyways, long story short, I was sitting here saying, since doing this with you, I've ended up on the other side of a lot of other things that I've done in my career, my life, photography, sound mixing for people, in regards to work, and even doing sound mixing for people recording stuff.
Really?
But I've never been on the other side of it, even to the point of this now. I've never been on this side of it. So, yeah.
So you mix audio?
I have for work, yes.
And you're not mixing it for us?
Well,
son of a
no.
bitch.
Well, I mean, mixing audio, it's hard. You can't. It's on the fly.
That's true. It's live. It's unedited.
Yeah.
So,
and we're more relying on being able to interact and not being like me sitting in the background running the soundboard.
That's true. And you did help set it up.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's set. We don't have to touch it. But
well, yeah, I think we improved it a little bit because we, for the first time, at least I went back and listened to some of the audio, and I'd like to apologize to the listeners over that have listened to the. Well, jeez. So wait, let's because I wrote down all the ways.
You're fumbling.
The multitude of ways in which we fucked up. Okay.
Okay. Do we want? Are we gonna review? Can we start with? Your list is long here. It starts with A and goes all the way down to triple Z. So I'm seeing that there's a lot of room for improvement.
Yeah. Well, first of all, there's too much repetition. So I've been repeating myself too much. Mm-hmm. And this is two pronged really. This should have been 1A and 1B. I repeat myself, and you just let it fly.
Yeah. Okay.
You don't stop me and go, Nick, we fucking talked about this last week. I'm just sitting there. And not only that, I somehow draw you into the conversation and I convince you to repeat yourself with me. So I'm like this little, I don't know, cancer or, and that's a lousy word to use, but just like I'm this disease and you're just like feeding it instead of just, trying to kill it.
I think I'm trying to but I think it all stems though from what we do and don't remember, and it might even be the time between the shows. It might be too much time.
It might be too much time, but we need that time.
Yeah,
I think in order to pull it off.
Yes, you're right.
But yeah, so I repeated myself on. First of all, we repeated ourselves, but it's mostly my fault. That's why I say myself. It's Doomsday Doopy Doo. Like we went over that we went over that twice at least, maybe 3 times. I don't know, but at least twice.
Every show, I think
possibly. Okay, it's Doomsday Doopy Doo. DOO is at the end. End of story. We're never going to bring that up again. Okay, Doomsday Doopy Doo. Put that to bed. But the Apple thing with the movies.
Yes.
You didn't remember me talking about that?
The previous
show? Not the first show, the second show. I said it in the second show, and then I said it again in the third show.
So, but in us having this conversation, this will be the third time.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to break the cycle by not being
okay, but listen, this is
the mutator of the disease.
This is growth because now you've pointed out to me, and I'll shut up. That's the way it should work.
I don't remember the first time though. I remember the last show we started talking about movies, and you were agitated, perturbed,
maybe
something.
I'm always fucking perturbed
about something, and you they could just take your movies away. And that's when I said you own the idea of the movie, and we should see.
Right, we don't have to get into it again.
But we're doing it again,
which is one of the other ones. Chris is easily derailed. Like yes. I interrupt too much.
Okay,
I don't even think that's on here. It's not on here.
No,
because I'm too into myself.
Oh, I have 10 things I can add to this just of what I do. Like I know I do the thing.
Oh, because I didn't notice that. Okay. Yeah, maybe a little bit. I think worse me where you'll be talking, right? And I'll interrupt you, and then after I interrupt you, I just go, oh, really? Oh, yeah, that's the same thing with whatever. Mm-hmm. And then just by me saying whatever, you'll start going whatever, and we'll never circle back to what you were actually talking about.
And finish the thought.
Yeah, so
that was the only reason why I think I mentioned having some kind of format, only because it keeps us get back to the river. Follow the river. How do we get there? Well, just follow the river and it'll take you to the next town. But if we wander off in the fucking woods and we can't see the goddamn river,
right?
You got to make a trail mark to get back to the river. Okay, we're at the river. This is our landmark. Well, just take it this way. We'll end up in town.
Right.
Is that a bad analogy?
No.
Okay.
I think it was good.
Okay.
I didn't follow fully, but that doesn't mean anything.
I don't know. I was trying to think of something that was a thread that tied something together, so I thought about river.
Yeah. Whispering.
Whispering.
What the fuck are we whispering about, dude?
You're right.
We were whispering a lot. We would talk and then whisper. Yeah, we do something like that. And it's like, what did you just say? And then like I'm making it louder. I'm like, So I'm probably going to download, like unpublish those episodes. I'm going to probably like boost the audio and republish them.
Okay.
And see if we could fix it a little bit. And I think this show right here, just really looking at these levels, it looks like much louder. We'll pay a little more attention to it, and I think we'll be good. So any new listeners that happen to be coming on like now, we'll see that all the other episodes look like they were released 2, maybe 3 days apart. But with the shows every 2 weeks, I think we'll release on Mondays.
Okay.
So every other Monday until the world ends.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
was hoping to continue even into then. Like, if we're stocked, we could just keep going.
Yeah, but it would have to be a different shit. We'd have to just think up a new show.
We'll build a transmitter and we can, transmit that.
Right. Yeah, but we just can't call it Doomsday Doopy Doo anymore because it happened.
Okay.
We can call it like the day after Doopy Doo.
What if
Or something like that.
repopulate Doopy Doo and take it the other way around?
Yeah.
And just be
I mean, that's
positive?
assuming that we've prepped properly and we're alive. But I think we'll be fine.
Well, I think what we need to encourage, though, for people from now on, since we've highlighted these things, I think we need to turn it into a drinking game, which means every time you repeat something from another episode, take like 3 drinks or something.
No, but I'm actively trying not to. So.
I know. But I'm just saying if they do. And if we whisper, that's a drink.
All right.
I'm just saying make it a thing.
Make it a thing. Okay.
Yeah. And if I'm like mean or drunk at one point, I'll just whisper through an entire episode and somebody will just be plastered.
There you go.
So can we talk about the artwork experience for a second before you move on from that thought?
Yes, absolutely. Yes. Let's talk about it.
It's awesome. I think it's an awesome picture. And so what a lot of people don't know is Nick and I don't talk for 2 weeks at a time when we sit together. It's a lot of texts in fits and starts. And so he sends me the artwork and I was like, it's great. It's a cartoon of me. I thought it was hilarious.
Right. Yeah, we're both in the cartoon.
Yeah. So I'm like, okay. So then I start showing. Don't whisper. So I start showing it to people, and I showed it to a couple people just to get their thoughts on it. And I showed it to my wife. I showed it to my kids. That was what happened. Was the kids go, Dad, why are you so fat in the picture? And I said, oh, I didn't really think about that. And my wife said,
I didn't even notice. I didn't really notice.
I looked right past it. I looked right past it. But my wife had said something. A couple other people said nothing, and then my son, my oldest son, who's way into this media in general, YouTubing and podcasting and whatever he says, why are you so fat? And so then I had to say, and my wife goes, you do kind of have a double chin. I said, a double chin? I said, I know I'm not a skinny guy, but So and then you texted the guy back or whatever, and he added some shadow, and it looks way better. And then my wife says, so I sent it to her for the ultimate approval, and she says, oh, they nailed you. I'm like, he nailed me? He's like, yeah. She goes, yeah, they even got your skin elbow. So this like a thing in my house is that I have these bony elbows.
Really?
And my in-laws call them skin elbows.
And he captured it? I didn't look.
The skin elbow is fully in display on the back part of the thing.
Really?
She's like, they nailed your skin. I'm like, I don't think that was in the picture. I think that maybe it was just a lucky.
Maybe coincidence?
Maybe a coincidence. But the skin elbow is captured for posterity's sake now. But
that is funny.
Yeah. So, but it was very cool. It looks awesome.
Yeah, I think it came pretty good. If we're going to talk about it, I'll just say that I didn't say who's who. I just gave him the picture, said this is to make. So I don't think he was trying to make one guy thinner and the other guy but for some reason I did come out thin.
Yeah, you look like a hero from a 70s like Airport 77 or something.
Yeah.
You look dashing. You look concerned. I look like.
But it's a fun contrast.
No, it is. It all works, but it was just funny. I was like, and I even started looking at it. They said, fucking Nick looks like he's got a fucking 6-pack or something over there. And I said, and I'm like got 7 chins.
No, but so then I asked the guy, I said, can you, and how do you do this? Like, can you make my friend a little thinner? And he's he's like, sure. He's which one? I said, the guy on the right. So he goes, do you want his head thinner or his body thinner? So I said, I guess a little both. And then he did that, and we misspelled the title. He put D-O instead of D-O-O.
Yeah, of course, right.
There was a little bit of changing a little bit the lettering with the color. I wanted it to be a little bit brighter. We're going back and forth a little bit with that, and then I was like, oh, and can you make my friend a little bit thinner? So he's like, okay. So then he gives me what would be like pretty much what he thinks is the final cut, and what I was expecting to be the final cut. I said, and I put the two next to each other, and the lettering, everything was done really, except you kind of still look the same to me.
Yeah.
So I said to him, everything's great. This is great. You do great work. I said, but my friend is can you make him, I think maybe you forgot to make him a little bit thinner. So he's like, no, he goes, this will be the third time I'm making him thinner. So then I said, so I was like, okay. He goes, no, but I think I know what it is. And I think is that when he added the shading, like what he did is he was almost making like an animatic, so to speak, where you don't do any of the shading because that's a little more work. You just kind of get them to say, all right, this is what I like. Then he shaded the whole picture. And when he did that, I was like, oh, what we thought was your whole skin was just the side of your face. It wasn't really, that wasn't all your chin. We didn't know that. Only he knew that in his mind. But the funny thing is that then he kind of made you Rambo. I don't know if you noticed.
Yeah,
you have pecs.
Yeah,
I'm lumpy. I'm
a little lumpy.
No, that's not lumpy.
It's not lumpy?
Your chest. You have pecs like the Hulk.
I haven't had pecs since I was 22.
You have your biceps. And now I look like a freaking. I'm like, look at this. I said, they made him Rambo. Your face is a complete rectangle. Like you have the square jaw.
See.
So I thought it was funny. I gave a show to Lisa. I said, look, freaking turned him into Rambo. I said, now I look like a freaking.
Hold on, I'm looking at it again because I didn't. But you're right. It was I saw exactly what he did. That there was no shadow. He put the shadow down and it changed the whole.
Changes the whole picture.
Yeah.
Anyway,
you can't tell.
Check it out. Go check out Chris's pecs.
Yep. Check out my. Well, no. See, but look, I do have a weird deltoid, but it looks like it looks almost like a roast.
Look at your upper chest, dude. Look at you have definition, but separating your shoulder from your chest.
I think that's just shadow. But that's
shadow. You don't have that shadow unless you have definition there. Look at your shoulder. Look at your bicep.
Look at the skin elbow.
That's a skin elbow, huh?
It's pretty bony. I don't know. My wife's joke. And then my favorite thing is that my sideburn was there, which I didn't notice before. I don't know why. It's because my face was so fat. Yeah, he gave you a nice sideburn.
Yeah, I think he does a good job. His name's Antonio.
Yeah, it's great. It's great.
Yeah. So shout out to Antonio in case you're listening. Good job, man. Just briefly, I wanted to get to this at the top, but I might as well just get to it now. We have a number 7 for our list. Now the list I don't know if it's technically repetition, but it's a living thing. It needs to change a little bit each time, I think. And I think as of this week, we finally have maybe a number 7. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to write it in, and I think we're going to publish this list somewhere, either on the website or somewhere. Civil War.
Oh, I was going to say, are you finally caving on the zombie apocalypse thing?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, Civil War.
I was excited for a second, but Civil War.
Okay. Yeah, we're shipping bombs to each other now. And it's only a matter of time before Antifa versus some right-wing nuts, and then it's going to be war in the streets, and all of the sane people, like yourself and I, are going to have to retreat into a bunker and, just drink whiskey until they are all dead,
kill each other off.
Yeah.
Okay. Well.
So, Civil War, for sure, because and I have it at we had an open slot at 7, and I think this just slid in nicely.
Okay. No, I mean
the guy's from Florida, by the way.
Antonio?
No, who? Antonio's from Mexico.
Oh, okay.
The
guy,
the bomber.
The bomber. Oh, they caught him.
Oh, you know? Yeah.
No.
They caught him today.
No.
They caught him today. They charged him today. They weren't hoax devices. And yeah, he's a registered Republican, which is
so. And he sent the bombs to.
They had to mention these registered Republican
Democrats. He sent the bombs to predominantly.
All of. I think that. Wait, I don't want to be doing this again, but no, this one I think I followed pretty decent.
Okay, yeah, because I saw highlights on my phone, and other than that, I live in a complete fantasy world.
Yeah,
so.
That's fine.
Probably intentionally.
Better off. Yeah. No, yeah, they found him. He was sending bombs to all of Trump's critics.
Okay.
So like Cory Booker, Joe Biden, Obama, a long list of just Trump critics. The Clintons. Yeah, I mean, it was just the whole thing was kind of surreal, and he was from some just north of Miami. They said, and so now there's just going to be some sort of copycat crazy bastard who's just going to do it in the other direction, or maybe pick up where this guy left off and just keep going that way, or putting even those idiots who put baby powder in envelopes and ship them out to
the hoax bombers. It's the same person that calls your work and says there's a bomb in the building just because they think it's funny to get everybody to run out of the building.
Yeah. I mean, it's going to happen. I hope it doesn't. But But the other thing the thing that didn't sit well with me, and I think further feeds into this, is why did they say registered Republican? Like, are you registered in a particular party?
I think officially registered as Republican from way back in the day, but I don't vote that way all the time. I'm pretty
right. I
independent.
mean, when I filled out my voter registration card, I think I was a freshman in college, right? And I think I had to check a box, and I had no idea what to check. They only give you 2 fucking boxes, I think, if I remember correctly. I checked one of them. I don't even remember which one I checked. I think it might have been Republican too. Mm-hmm. Which was maybe like the cool thing to do. Well, no, Reagan was not in the White House anymore, but I don't know who was in the White House in '90. Bill Clinton?
Probably Bill Clinton most of the 90s, right?
Anyway, so I checked that. I don't even know how to change it if I wanted to. I'm sure there's a way to change it.
Actually, that would have been George W. Bush Sr.
That's right. Bush Sr. was in there. And he was doing a decent job, I thought. I mean, I couldn't follow too well. But just to say, so if I ever did anything wrong or stupid, in the article it would say registered Republican, and it's like, you dicks. Like, what does that have to do? Why can't you just say nut job? Registered nut job sends bombs to Trump critics, Yeah.
I mean, it's you can show the motivation of why he would do it without saying he's a Republican, but it's a way to slander for one party to take the opportunity to slander another party because of one nut job. And meanwhile, they're both peppered with nut jobs.
Oh.
I mean, to your point, there could just as easily be like, oh, well, shit, we have to get a bomber together, and we got to send our own bombs out.
Oh, my God. They're definitely, they're peppered. They're peppered. Wait. I have in here, I hate getting into this shit. I don't know what the fuck. I don't even know if I should do this. This is a Democrat right here. So New York State's had a pension investment officer. Did you read this?
No.
Okay, there's a pension investment officer who was urged to divest from all the fossil fuels that were part of the portfolio of the pension, and instead doubled down on all that shit. Okay, oil and coal and bullshit. Like you're investing for the future. You're investing in like coal and oil. You're an asshole. Yeah. Leaves. And is immediately appointed as the position of the chief investment officer of the retirement fund, appointed by the comptroller Thomas DiNapoli, and she leaves and is immediately hired by Gazprom, a fossil fuel company, $275,000 salary, company stock, part-time position, red fucking carpet fucking treatment. Okay, this person who's taking New York police officers' fucking hard-earned money and just using it to satisfy someone who's going to grease her pockets later. And it was a tiny little fucking article that just no one fucking read. Like, no one read.
Yeah.
And it's crazy, dude. It's crazy. And the last thing I just read, I'm sorry, now I'm getting a little started. When I was in the toilet... exploding. Yes. Don't stack cabbage and broccoli rabe. That's not something to stack, because I had the cabbage at lunch and then broccoli rabe at dinner, and I was surfing Twitter on the shitter. Yeah.
He had so much gas when I came in. He was literally floating off the ground.
Yeah. And then I felt bad. You had to go in there and pee after. It
wasn't bad. It smelled like something sweet.
I courtesy flushed.
But there was something that was burning or sprayed, like you burned some sage in there.
No, that was just my ass.
That was,
I think, burnt ass.
It was singed. It was singed ass hair. Is that what?
I don't know what it was hot, but This is getting gross, but I apologize.
It smelled like pumpkin spice. Did you drink a pumpkin spice latte at some point?
No.
Okay.
Thank you.
Well,
no. We have one of those plugins.
Okay, I was gonna say it smelled like
there was a plug-in.
It was
There's a
festive.
plug-in.
It was fall.
There's a
Smelled
pumpkin
like,
spice plug-in.
Gotcha.
Which gives me a headache, by the way. I hate those things. But my wife has to plug them in, otherwise it's game over.
Well, she lives with 3 men.
She lives with 3 men, exactly.
My
Well,
wife
3
is in
boys,
the
3
same-
males.
Same boat.
Yeah. So 30% of the voting machines in Texas are changing the votes of people who put them in. And this was just reading it on Twitter. I think a Republican tweeted something. I don't, and I'm not going to read the whole tweet, but they know. And they say there's nothing that they can do about it because they have no legal authority to change anything.
So, okay, so let me clarify. So the machines
This
are
just
doing
happened
this
when I was shitting.
intentionally?
Oh, did you see I tweeted this?
I saw that you
Couple
tweeted
weeks.
somebody got a hold of an old voting machine.
They have fucking USB ports, dude.
So-
They're running Windows CE.
Oh, geez.
You're a tech guy.
Windows CE?
Windows CE, which has been what's the word I'm looking for? Sunsetted by Microsoft. They're not even going to be supporting it any longer. That sunset date probably passed. Granted, this is an old machine, but how old could it be? 2016, 2014? What is it? No, he got the one with the USB port was 2016. It was CE with a USB port, and he hacked it in 3 hours. 3 fucking hours.
I mean,
hacked it.
First of all, it's Windows OS, so right off the bat,
It's hackable. Well, everything's
highly
hackable, but yeah,
But if it's Linux, if it's Red Hat,
it's a little bit harder to hack it, but it's still hackable. I think anything's hackable.
It
but
is,
you
but how-
have to be a little bit more.
how sophisticated
Creative.
are these machines, though? I've seen the voting machines. They're
No, the guy in 3 hours had all the results coming out of the machine the way he wanted them to come out of the machine
wow.
in 3 hours' time. And we, as American people, are going and doing this. And then now a district in Texas just said, no, not district, the state of Texas said that a majority of the districts, including their largest one, 30% of the machines are changing people's votes. Isn't that like, that's third world shit, isn't it?
Yeah, no, it seems crazy, but think about this, Nick. They came up with the machines to make it harder to cheat. Go back to paper ballots. What was going on when we were using paper?
Oh, I don't even know.
I mean, there's a whole human aspect to that.
Right. So what we're uncovering here, and I think I mentioned this last episode, but without repeating myself, is it's all a sham.
Yeah.
All of it, right?
I mean, it certainly seems so.
It's
I mean,
all a sham.
at the
Pluto's
risk
not a
of,
planet, dude.
at the risk of sounding like conspiracy freaks, you know, it does make you think about the Illuminati, the Star Chamber, the back room behind the back room.
You don't even have to go there. It's just even like somebody in Texas just, turning a blind eye, and this one scratching this guy's back and that one scratching this guy's back, and and just carry on business as usual, and just do what you got to do to succeed, to get ahead, to make a buck, and whatever. And it doesn't even have to have like this umbrella intelligence over it. Like the greed and the I don't even say greed. We all look out for ourselves, right? We're all always trying to improve our positions, and we put these politicians on like these weird pedestals, like they're not going to be doing that shit. But why do we think that? Why do we think that they're not trying to get ahead just like anybody else in the world?
Yeah, absolute power corrupts absolutely, right? We go back to the dawn of time and kings and stuff like that, and the abuses of power that they use to benefit themselves, to bring their family up and push everybody else down, right? Continue that over years and years and years.
That's it.
So no, you're right. At the ground level, it's no different than in the Western days, some mayor of a town being crooked and this businessman can do what he wants.
You live in New Jersey.
Yeah, well, no, please. Yeah, I'm sure it's a whole different thing up here.
Oh my God.
Just trying to get something built around some of these places because of the people that you got to grease or don't grease or.
No, it's pathetic.
But so before we get away from the list, though, I wanted to bring
What list?
double back to the list.
Okay.
The list. And a couple things that went on with me, and something I want to mention too that I think fits into something that we put on the list.
We have it on the list?
We have it on the list.
Okay.
So my oldest son wants to do a podcast. He wants to be on this podcast desperately. So when he's dying, and I don't know.
Well, maybe because he hasn't heard it yet.
Well, yeah, he'd be probably pretty. Well, no, he could hang on some things, but yeah. So I said, he said, well, what do you do on the podcast? And I said, well, we have this list. We've talked about it, on every show. It's kind of the backbone of what we're doing, a lot of conversation around it. And he said, what's the list? I said, well, top 10 things that's going to make the world end. Now, my son is my son. So he's like, he hit about 5 of the things that we had on the list. Spot on. Yes. Spot
awesome.
on.
That's awesome.
Yes. It was pretty funny. And then he said, well, what else was on the list? And I said, we said China was on the list. And he said, China? And so then I just said, I don't know, we needed something for the list. And it, seemed like the most likely person that, they could just crush us for a bunch of different reasons. And I don't know, I explained it to him, whether he understood that China could financially crush us because we owe them so much money, or the fact that their military is 5 times as large as ours, and all these other, and they have all these people that live there, how,
people live here.
Yep. And food is so scarce in China that they literally eat everything that walks or crawls. Like I've been to an open air market in China, and it's frightening what they sell to eat, and they don't waste anything.
Right.
But then I had that aspect of talking about the list with him and the fact that he hit some of the things we mentioned. But then I saw this article that popped up on my Alexa one morning about a city in China wants to put up an artificial moon in orbit around our planet. And then I'm like, okay, well, I read the headline. I'm like, well, shit, I got to see. Because my first thought is this is exactly the kind of shit somebody in China is going to do. It's going to cause some kind of environmental disaster. It's going to branch off to other, like 5 or 6 other things on the list because they're going to put, but why do they want an artificial moon? Why would they want an artificial moon? Well, we already have a moon.
Right. Well, what was the reason?
Well, I mean, take a guess. What do you think they want an artificial moon for? To affect the tides for fishing or something truly beneficial like that? Or what would you wager a guess at?
The death ray?
Well, it could be. That's no moon. That's a space station.
It's not a Death Star?
It's not. No, they want to put a moon up.
Yeah.
And I got it open here, and I want to read it to you just so I don't get it wrong, like so many things that we discuss here.
Well, look at this. We have fucking... spot on that.
In an interview with China Daily, Wu, who is the mayor of this... Wu. Believe it or not, there's someone in China named Wu. In the Chengdu province, Wu Chengfang, chairman of the Chengdu Aerospace Science and Technology Microelectronic System Research Institute Corporation, a private company, and a long-ass name. I wonder if there's probably like an acronym in there somewhere.
Good thing you didn't drink before you freaking read that, but go ahead.
He said in an interview that they would put a satellite moon in orbit, and the satellite's mirror-like exterior would reflect sunlight down on Earth, creating a glow about 8 times brighter than our moon. And this artificial moon would orbit 500 kilometers above Earth and could save $174 million in electricity from streetlights. They want to put up a moon
and have it act as a street light
because it'll reflect. They'll put it in such a way that it will reflect the sun. It'll have a mirrored surface, unlike our moon, and be more efficient and lower in orbit too.
Make it daytime all the fucking time.
Pretty much, yeah. We don't need to burn power, but they want to put a fucking moon up
and just warm us up a little bit more, right?
Well, I mean, that's the next step too, right? Now we're gonna reflect the sun around and have crops growing 24/7, or I don't know. But this is the kind of shit where then this company's gonna put up a fucking moon. Then there's gonna be 600 moons around the planet.
They're not gonna be allowed to do that.
Who's gonna stop them?
No, you can't. Well, I mean, we have. I mean, here you can't even dig a hole for a pool without the fucking EPA banging on your door. The people are gonna say, yeah, put up a moon and shine more sunlight on the Earth, like all the. Well, I mean, I guess, but China doesn't have any of these fucking regulations that we have.
No, you can't stop the Indian pharmacy company from calling me on my fucking cell phone. We can't even regulate that. Stop calling me and selling me Viagra. But they're gonna stop them from putting a fucking moon up. This dude.
Well, we could always blow it out of the sky.
Is there going to be a race of like who gets the first moon?
Fucking
up?
Space Wars, dude. Maybe Trump wasn't as crazy as we think. Just because he's nuts doesn't mean everything out of his mouth is fucking stupid.
We do need Space Force. Pew, pew.
I mean, just blow that. That's Target 1A. Blow that shit up,
dude. This is the plot for Despicable Me 4, dude.
It's so fucking.
This sounds like
we're just trying to stop global warming, and they're trying to come up with ways to speed it up.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
All right.
Because this thing will, it'll malfunction and burn the polar ice cap down.
Yeah, but is that climate change or China moon?
That's what I'm saying. There's overlap. My son pointed it out.
Because we already have China and climate change.
Exactly. And environmental disaster, too. Because if the moon crashes on the planet, that could be another problem.
Well, yeah.
All related to China. I think we could umbrella almost everything on that list, with the exception of aliens and zombie apocalypse.
Zombie apocalypse is not on this list.
I want zombie apocalypse so bad.
Maybe we should.
No, I don't want it to happen, but
we should have separate lists. You post yours on Twitter and stick it on top, and I'll put mine on Twitter.
I just retweet on Twitter.
You just retweet it.
I'm going to try to post on Twitter. I'm going to say something. I'm going to start with. I feel like I need to start the conversation with like hi. Like I think that should be the first thing I should post on Twitter. It's just hi.
Because you haven't said that. You haven't said squat.
No, I haven't. Yeah.
All right, well then go with hi.
I'm going to start with hi. Or hello world. I don't know which one, but one or the other is going to. Anyways, so that I brought that to the show because I thought it was really funny.
That's crazy. China moon.
China wants to put up a moon so that they don't have to have streetlights.
Oh my god!
Not even China. In just the Chengdu province of China, city officials. This is a city. This is a city project.
This is fucking mayor. This is let's throw a moon up.
This seems like this was probably a campaign promise.
And oddly, it's a fucking Futurama episode.
It is. Or like a Rick and Morty episode, which I haven't...
No, Futurama. Remember they threw the mirror up there to block the...
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
I didn't watch Futurama.
The sun was burning the earth, and they put up a
mirror to reflect it.
A mirror to reflect it, yeah, I think. And then, of course, it spun accidentally and then started killing everyone on Earth. But that's one of my favorite shows of all time, Futurama. Not a Futurama fan?
No.
Did you watch Futurama?
I've seen episodes here and there, and it's been good when I put it on.
I love that show.
I think in my opinion, what Futurama suffered from was at the time we were getting such a heavy dose of Simpsons, Family Guy, and South Park. It became animation overload for me. And they were all good shows in and of themselves in different intervals. Like I watched South Park in like about 5 or 6 year spurts. Like I won't watch it for 5 years and then I'll go back and watch a bunch of it and it's there again, you know?
Right.
But and my oldest is obsessed with The Simpsons, so it's on at my house constantly.
Yeah, The Simpsons is good. Futurama is better, I think.
Really?
Yeah. Futurama is it's a super smart show.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. You should maybe give it a shot.
Put that on my list.
Yeah, put it on there. So speaking of lists, because this is like the fucking list show. We need a supply list.
I saw that in the show notes.
No, I mean it could be a little boring, but it could also maybe not be because it's. Let me fix this.
Well, I mean, I think if we're too serious about the supply list,
it could be boring.
It could be boring. I think you take the supply list with a little tongue in cheek. Maybe.
I brought up the fact that I'm worried about running out of bacon and butter.
Okay.
What could be done about running out of bacon and butter? Because you can't. I could have eggs, right? Because you got the chicks. Chicks could probably live in a bunker, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
probably.
I know you have to run out of feed maybe at some point, but hopefully it's not if it's a nuclear thing. If it's not a nuclear thing, you could let them out, and then they could feed and stuff like that.
Yeah, you want free range. Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, I would just because I can't. How much chicken feed can I keep?
Well, I mean, I guess it depends on the number of chickens. Once you get the hens laying the eggs, it's a factory. You know, the problem would be long term, which I don't think you think for the long term. I think you think for the first 7 years for the fallout to clear.
I don't know, 7 years.
Maybe.
I thought it was maybe longer, but you may be right. But you know, we should ask. We should maybe stick a pin in the chicken thing and ask our chicken killing friend. What's his name?
Dave.
Dave. We should ask him
about the chickens.
Because he has chickens, and I call him chicken killing because I think he loses a lot of chickens.
Yeah. No,
I think.
it's
We
have
gotta ask him.
Sean too. He also has chickens.
Sean raises chickens.
He raises chickens. Yeah, yeah. He had an excess. Recently had an excess of roosters, but he
Did he eat them?
he ate the roosters. Yeah.
Nice. And he did it himself?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. He's a hunter too.
Oh, I didn't know that. I didn't go hunting
he's a
with
bow.
Sean.
He's a bow hunter.
He's a bow hunter.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm not that hardcore yet. I didn't get to bow hunting yet.
Yeah. It's I mean, I feel my take on hunting. I don't know. Are we doing a hunting take right now? My take on hunting is I think bow hunting is more sporting than laying in ambush and sniping.
Yes.
Something from a distance. It's a bit because it's like you said, it's hard to maneuver yourself, and you know these creatures are wonderful in that they can smell downwind and all these things. And but if you're a bow hunter, you have to be pretty close, and you've got to really.
Yeah, well, in Jersey they have. If we lived in the western states, I'd agree with you. But in Jersey, we don't allow hunting with a rifle. So you need to have a shotgun. So if you're going to, say, shoot a deer with a shotgun, you have to be the same distance as with a bow.
Yeah.
So you have to get up close on that deer. And that's hard to get close to a deer. From what I hear. I mean, over here, they'll come up to, like, the house. But I heard that when you're in the field, though, the ones around your house almost kind of know.
Yeah.
Oh, these people are cool. But when you go out into like a management area or some sort of public land where they're under this constant pressure, life and death pressure, it's hard to get close. It's really hard.
They're like in the deer combat zone, right? There's constantly shooting there, and they're on edge.
Yeah, their lives are just at any moment something's going to kill them. So they're just, even if it's not it's not people. I mean, right? There's coyotes and bears and all sorts of things trying to kill them and eat them. But so they're in this heightened state of awareness. So it's going to, I haven't gone deer hunting yet. I was supposed to go turkey hunting tomorrow, but it's going to be nor'easter, 50-mile-an-hour winds. And part of me feels like, do you want to be like a puss and not go? You should just go out there and go. Maybe you'll be one of the few people that are out there. But then I'm also thinking, so I talked to this guy who hunts, and he's like, you're not going to see anything, which kind of makes sense. When with weather like that, I would imagine, and they hide as it is.
Yeah, I would think they would.
So they would be even hiding. They'd just be hunkered down, and then I wouldn't see a thing.
Yeah.
So I'm probably not going to go, even though I put a lot of effort into getting ready to go. But I can always try next week. But deer hunt, and that's gonna be that was gonna be a solo hunt. So my first time hunting, and I was gonna be going solo, which usually they say go hunting with a friend, but I couldn't find anyone who would do it with me.
Yeah.
But deer hunting, I have a friend that's going to come with me, and maybe I'll have more luck being with somebody who's done it.
Yeah.
But yeah, supposedly not that easy to get that close. But what were we talking about the chickens? So yeah, so Sean, we could ask Sean too about the chickens.
Yes, he's
indoor
lost some
chickens.
chickens, but yeah, I mean, he would know exactly how we could do that and how much feed we would need to pull off, feeding chickens in a bunker.
All right.
Yeah. We should almost ask him that question without explaining why we want to know.
Right.
I just want to stand there while you're asking him that so he can be like, what's wrong? What's wrong with Nick? Why is he asking about chickens in a bunker?
I got to ask him. I want to go hunting with him, but then he doesn't. He's strictly bow?
I think he's strictly bow, yeah.
I guess once you can start doing it, you're like, why? If you have to get the same distance to the animal, you might as well just go with the bow, I guess. But I just don't have enough confidence, and it's another thing to buy and practice all the time.
Yeah, he should. So hopefully you're coming to my Christmas party because he's there and he'll tell you the story of when he was hunting and he found a dead body in this town.
Really?
It was like Stand By Me, except for he was just by himself, but still.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a crazy story. It's funny.
Well,
It's not funny, but it's interesting, I should say.
Everybody, and if you listening to hunting shows or watch hunting shows, read hunting magazines or talk to hunters, they'll all say that a large part of it is being out there and just seeing things that you would not believe. Whether some people are witnessing, a mountain lion stalk an elk, or stumble across a dead body. Like, it's like the things that you see once you leave, the comfort of your couch. I don't know. I may not like it. Yeah. But there's something about it. I think there's something healthy about it, maybe mentally, physically, and even food wise, like nutrition wise. I think it's got to be healthier for you. I think.
No, it's definitely, it's like fishing. Even if you're not catching fish, there's certain therapeutic aspects of being outside in the sun.
Now, do you do that?
Because
I know you don't hunt, but
no, I do fish. I have poles. I haven't fished recently, not since I've been here.
You want to go squid jigging?
Squid jigging? What is that?
You go to a pier, ocean pier.
Okay.
You put a squid jig on your line.
Okay. Which is just a squid-like lure with hooks on it?
No, it's a lure, and they're not really like regular hooks as you would expect. They're kind of like almost like these. I don't know how to explain it. Like spikes coming out of a glow-in-the-dark stick. And you shine a light on the water. You go at night in the fall. Like, now's the time to go. Shine like a bright light on it and drop that jig in the water near where you're shining your light. And I think, and I haven't done it, I want to do it. I think you have the pole pointed down, and you watch your tip, and if it bobs up, if it actually goes up, that's what they say, it goes up. That I don't understand how it could possibly go up, but it goes up. That means there's a squid on it, and you set the hook a little bit. Yeah, you bring it up, and you just fill, and they get impaled on the jigs. And you just scrape them off into a bucket and throw the jig back out there, and supposedly you can fill a bucket of squid.
And you eat the squid.
Yeah, you don't like squid?
What are you making, scungeel?
Scungeel is a different, is a mollusk, isn't it?
I don't know.
Yeah,
I thought that was squid.
Calamari is squid. You don't like calamari?
Yeah, but I just don't know how much calamari can you eat.
Would you ever have stuffed calamari or grilled calamari?
I've had grilled,
Stuffed and grilled, or just grilled,
just regular grilled.
Or even just steamed and then in seafood salad.
Yeah, no, like the
fruta
de mare has got squid in it, right?
No. Fruta de mare, yep. Yeah. Fruta de mare has squid in it. You could just drop it in sauce. My mom used to just put it in linguine and tomato sauce, and just drop squid into the sauce.
See, I don't think I've ever been. I'm not fully indoctrinated in the versatility of the squid.
Squid is delicious.
Food. So I don't know, man. I'm it's an easier sell for me. Even like you said, I have no one to go turkey hunting with. I'm like, I would go. I'm actually not allowed to shoot and kill anything.
Right, but you
but
said
fishing,
you could fish.
Yes, fishing I could do. Yes.
Right, it's okay to eat fish. They don't have any feelings.
Yes, they don't know. They don't have faces, so they can't.
Yes,
feel.
they do.
Does a fish have a face?
Yeah, of course it does.
What is the line where you don't feel? See, that's the funny thing is everybody's so hypocritical about where their line is, right? The vegans don't do anything, but the vegetarians can eat fish and chicken because somehow that's different than eating the cow because the cow's bigger? I don't understand. The lines are so...
There's so much, yeah. And then what about they don't want any blood on their hands, but yet the massive combines that go through the fields of lettuce and chop up how many rabbits... how much rabbit blood is on their lettuce.
Well, a plant is a living thing, too. Where do you draw the line?
Exactly. Plants are alive.
But see, what they need, Nick, to bring this all the way back to the list is...
See what I mean? Was Chris easily... I think we were both derailed in that one.
We went down that road. But see, I think what it is we're not afraid to go all the way down to the road. Like, you go down in the maze and you end up... It's a dead end, but then you double back.
Right.
You have to double back.
Mm-hmm.
What a person needs, what society needs is... a good apocalypse like that where, you can't be picky about what you're eating.
Right.
You've got to eat to survive.
Right.
So eating, bugs or fungi or whatever you could find that's around.
Fungi is good.
Yeah. Fungus is good.
Yeah. I had a huge chicken of the woods growing right on the side of my driveway. Didn't realize it. And I had recently done some spraying over there because I had some like poison ivy going on, so I kind of had to leave it.
Mm-hmm.
But first of all, I'm stopping using that shit. I recommend everyone stop using that shit. I'm stopping it cold. But when next year, if I see that again, I'm going to go back to the same spot because usually I come in the same spot. And that fucker was the size of his table.
But did it pop up right around when the fall started, right at the end of the summer, beginning of the fall?
No, this was spring.
Oh, really? Wow.
This was spring, and it was huge, huge. And I mean, I could have stuffed my freezer with wild mushroom. It's one of the few mushrooms that's kind of easier to pick because it's obvious. It's like very obvious. There's nothing. Let's put it this way: there's no poisonous mushroom that looks like that.
Okay.
That's what makes gathering wild mushrooms dangerous because some of them are have a poisonous kind of cousin.
Yeah.
And they look similar, but one will kill you and one won't, and that's what makes it dangerous. But some wild mushrooms, nothing looks like. If it looks like it, it's safe to eat. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Anyway, so before we get into the next segment, tired of spam in your inbox for penis pills? Only to order them, have them delivered, and find they don't work? Well, you're in your troubles are over, my friend. Simply go to hugeraginghardarns.com. And you'll find that your prayers for penis pills have been answered.
Thank God.
Other companies warn you it is possible for erections to last more than 4 hours. HugeRagingHardOns.com guarantees it. Yes, you and your sexual partner will be writhing in pain from the pure bliss that is your pure raging hard-on. Be sure to enter offer code DOOPYDOO at checkout. Get 15% on your order. Order today. Okay, good. What were you saying?
We have a sponsor?
Well, yeah, I just wanted to read there was a live read.
Okay.
Huge Raging Hard-Ons.
Our first sponsor is Huge Raging Hard-Ons.
Well, you know.
They must know us.
We're on the show.
Okay. Well, you got to start somewhere. And I'm not here to disparage.
Well, I'm just, I'm just saying, you got to do what you got to do. It's just, it's episode 4. And
Okay. Well, I mean, I think we just got to get some traction here.
Yes. Maybe I should have ran the ad by you before we started.
Well, I was in shock. I didn't really. You just jumped right into it, and then I'm like going.
Well, I mean, you were going to go into a segment, and I thought it was a good. What is that called? A tease?
Yeah.
Maybe I wasn't good at teasing it.
Well, I don't know. That's the right way. You should say that after reading the Huge Raging Hard-On promo you're talking.
Well, now you're giving them free ad time.
But once I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know what the rules are. We should have talked about the rules of sponsorship.
That's true. We should have. I'm sorry.
I'm
not going to read the other one.
One day we're going to be big time, and we're going to have a MeUndies sponsorship, and then I'll know that we've hit it big.
Yeah, that's when you know.
When you got
when you go into the PG
Blue
ads,
Bonnet,
as opposed to the
what else?
rated X ones.
Yeah, I was like, wow. I guess we are a mature content podcast because it was, Do you think they had difficulty getting that domain?
Huge Raging Hard?
I can't believe that somebody else doesn't have that.
Well, what do you mean somebody else?
Like, I'm surprised they were.
That's not our domain.
No,
we don't own that.
No, it's not ours. I'm going to see.
What, if it's a real site?
I'm going to see if it's. I'm going to go and.
Put in the offer code, DOOPYDOO. 15% off.
HugeRagingHardOn.com.
Anyway, where were we?
We were talking. Actually, it doesn't look like that's anything. The site can't be reached.
Oh, see, look at that. Look how popular our show is. We freaking crashed the website.
We crashed the site?
I guess
We're
so.
not. This is not live, though. This is
That's
recorded.
Right.
Is there a hyphen in between hard on?
No hyphens.
Huge Raging
Hardons.com.
Hard-ons. Oh, okay.
There's an S. It's plural. You can't just go around life with one.
Hard-on?
You can't go around with one hard-on. You need multiple hard-ons. So did you did you look at Frog Butt?
I did. So I did go to Frog Butt.
What'd you think? That's Frog Butt, isn't it?
It
wasn't what you expected.
Wasn't Frog Butts. No, wasn't actually anything to do with amphibians at all.
No, there was no amphibians.
They were mostly females that I saw when I Frog Butted.
But that was when you looked at it, it was like, wow, that's Frog Butt.
Well, that's. I mean, it was. They seemed like they were nice butts.
Yeah.
But I didn't understand the frog butt aspect of it.
You didn't?
Not 100%.
You didn't get it? Well, like, think of how a frog sits on, like, a lily pad or a tree or whatever. Mm-hmm. Think of his position.
Okay.
Like his legs.
So it was about the position of the legs and
You
the
didn't notice
posterior?
all the positions were exactly the same?
Yeah.
I mean, I haven't been on there in a while.
It seemed from a particular angle.
They look like frogs on a lily pad.
I guess so. Maybe I haven't looked at enough frogs.
Yeah, they're like the legs.
Yeah,
They're kind of squatted down.
Yeah, they're
almost like
down.
bent over, but
Yeah.
flat.
With
Butts
with
flat down on the
with
ground.
their ass up in the air.
No, down on the ground and back up. Just kind of like if you were sitting, you were sitting on your knees.
I'm looking at frog butt again.
All right, check it
Girls
out.
who frog butt.
Girls who frog butt. No, but
It's
it wasn't.
a
It wasn't a
subreddit.
Google search. This was a subreddit.
No, this is a subreddit.
What about live counting?
live counting? I forgot, and I was going to text you and ask you what. Oh, jeez. I'm beating up the microphone. I was going to ask you what the other. So, see, now this is going to distract me. Because there's just one here. It just says horny with a question mark.
No, I mean it's.
And she has a
There's
lovely.
no nudity on frog butt.
It says my big ass is what one of them says next to it.
Yeah, but she's wearing underwear.
Gail B Kitty.
Some of them
Can
are.
I do that? Should I do that? I probably shouldn't do that. Huh?
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm just calling out.
Well,
people's-
I mean, look at the ad I just read. You
What about somebody
you-
named
you-
Count Bongula, who posted
Count
Tiana G's frog butt?
Bongula. That's a nice. I like that name. Not all of them are in the frog butt position, so that that's kind of lame.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm kind of seeing. Is that what I see when I look at frog butt is a lot of different. I mean, I guess they're kind of sitting on their legs. I think some people.
When they're sitting on the legs, that's the way to put it.
Yes, she's sitting on her legs, but then there's also other ones that aren't, and they're in different positions.
Yeah, those are fucked up. They don't belong there.
Now, Mandy Lee does a damn good frog butt. This frog butt,
No,
that looks
even
like
that's
more,
not
but that's more
frog
like
butt.
doggy.
Yeah,
It's like
no,
dog butt.
That's
and then
not
that
frog
sounds
butt.
dirty when you say dog.
That's not frog butt. Let me get you a frog butt. Yeah, these. Wow, not as good as it used to be. Wait. Here we go. This is frog butt.
This is where we look at porn on the air. It's not really porn, but it's kind of softcore porn. This is where Nick
This
looks
is
at
frog butt,
porn
right?
on the air and frog butts it.
That's frog butt.
Okay, that's a nice frog butt. She has the side ass, is what I'm noticing. See, this area here is like a
Yeah, well, that's what the frog
side.
butt accentuates.
It makes this little. It looks like
It makes a second ass.
they have a second butt crack. Yes, on either side.
Neither one of us are sexist or misogynistic.
No, I am admiring this woman right now, and her Calvin Klein G-string. I mean, we should probably.
And that's an
take a-
ad, definitely. By the way.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. I think some of this were not posted by these ladies. I think some of this was surfed and said, "Oh, that's a frog butt," and it was not exactly the frog butt like, but they felt like they needed to populate the subreddit with content.
Exactly.
So Count Bongula,
Count Bongula found it.
who's probably going to give us a bad review on iTunes when he hears this.
Maybe.
Probably, because I accused him of stealing images from the internet and posting them in his subreddit, which he probably doesn't even own. But anyways, I didn't do the other one.
Live counting.
Live counting.
All right. Well, it's maybe we'll leave it for next week.
Yeah, we will. I'll look at it. We'll talk about it next week in an effort to be more repetitive.
Oh, jeez.
So, okay.
So you didn't like the ads?
I know I didn't.
I should run by you next time.
It just was a shock to me because I was like, we have a sponsor. I feel like if you're going to be a sponsor for somebody like, when Kevin Smith was the sponsor for the Fleshlight, he extensively used the Fleshlight.
Right.
Yeah, like you gotta,
Oh, I gotta take the pills. You saying?
Well, I mean, how can we talk about the pills? Are you just doing like a live read, like,
I don't.
like Howard Stern just talking about?
I don't know if I want to take the pills.
What? I mean, I don't know.
You want to take the pills?
No, I don't want. I don't want to. If you and me are sitting down here taking boner pills and talking is weird.
All right. Well, so we should drop them unless we take the pills.
I mean, if they're
Do you want the money or the pills?
Well, we're going to take the money.
All right. So, then we'll both take them and see how it goes.
Oh, there's a 10 million mega thread live counting subreddit.
Oh, you're checking out live counting?
Just for a second here. So
Okay.
I'm trying to get into your world here, Nick.
All right. Should I throw out another subreddit?
Let's what you mean? This is show 4. You have to have a subreddit.
All right. So this one I reckon this is a little bit. Well, live counting was away from. I probably shouldn't have started with frog butt. I gave people the wrong idea.
Yeah.
Even now,
because I immediately think now that live counting is. That's why I'm looking it up, thinking it's more softcore pornography.
No. I said when I said frog butt, I said NSFW. If you remember, but this is completely live counting. Has got nothing to do with porn. Despite how I might come off, I don't spend that much time with porn. I mean, I spend time with porn, but not as much as you probably think.
Okay, no. It can be utilitarian.
Once, twice a day. That's it.
That's it. Once or twice a day.
That's a lot?
Well, I don't know.
All right. Well, ask Ouija. Ouija?
Mm-hmm.
What's a Ouija? Is it a Ouija board or a Ouija board? I'm asking the right person.
I've always said Ouija.
Me too.
But then I've also said Neil Gaiman. So,
right. Well, I think it's Ouija. I think it's a Ouija board. So ask Ouija.
Ask Ouija. Okay.
Yeah. Check that one out.
I always thought that Reddit was like something you had to do in a web browser until recently when I downloaded the app and I realized how easy it is to. It's
Which app did you download?
The Reddit app.
That's not that good. Download the Apollo app. That's it's a Reddit reader.
Okay.
And it's better than the official Reddit app.
Well, it was just better for me because I could get them all. I could subscribe to kind of what I wanted to see.
Right.
And I got it all in one place, but I'll check out I'm going to put it right now on the phone. Apollo,
yeah, makes a good Reddit reader.
One of the ones that I got that was pretty funny, and I sat there with my son at bedtime. We were laughing hysterically. Was I think it's called Funny Memes, which it's funny.
Oh, yeah.
It's funny what qualifies as a meme, really.
Mm-hmm.
And one of them was this clip from this John Wayne movie. It actually had audio to it, and this kid is fishing, and John Wayne walks up and he's like, I'm not going to do a John Wayne impersonation. But he's like, so what are you doing? And he's like, I'm fishing, sir. He goes, well, he goes, but I can't catch any fish here because all the good fish are on the other bank. He's like, well, why don't you go to the other bank? And he goes, well, because I can't swim, sir. And he goes, you can't swim? And he runs over and picks up the kid and rifles him into the fucking river. Okay, which is funny. Right. And this is a real movie. I don't ever remember seeing it.
This is a movie?
It was a clip from a movie. And It was really fucking John Wayne.
Okay.
So then the mother comes running up and she's screaming, yelling, oh, no, he can't swim. He can't swim. And he goes, well, why don't you go in there and get him? She goes, well, I can't swim either. And he just looks at her and she fucking takes off running. Like she was next. He was going to fight her in the river. And I was like, this movie was probably made in what, the 50s, maybe early 60s?
This is a meme?
This was a meme, which was a very, I always thought of a meme as, and we're older guys, so I don't know. I'm not up with the lingo. We're not
that old, but we're older.
I said older,
sure.
oldish,
Yeah,
older-ish.
Older-ish.
But I always said a meme was like a still picture with just words over it, and that was what a meme was.
No, it could be a GIF. Usually, I didn't know it could be a movie clip.
It was a.
It has to be altered. It has to be altered in some way. You can't just take a clip.
It was just a straight movie clip, which was a great clip. But I was like, "Is this?"
Was it being downvoted to oblivion, or was it really? Was it being accepted?
Now I'm the anti-you. I don't read the comments.
Okay,
so I don't.
Well, even you could even tell just by like its score. Was it high or low? Or
didn't look at that either.
Okay.
I know.
You just need some Reddit work. So you'll get there. That doesn't sound like a meme.
It doesn't. No, you're right. My thought of the meme are all the game of, or the actually it's from Lord of the Rings. One does not simply remember all those memes.
Yes,
One does not simply whatever. Yeah.
Right.
And I've actually been on calls at work where we were doing stuff, and I've actually made in a chat. We were making fun of the person on the phone. They didn't know about it. We were making memes behind their back. Because we were asking them to do like a shut command on a switch, Right, and we were like, one does not simply do a shut command on a switch. And we were just ripping this person apart with the meme generator, which I have a good time with. But even after like 20 minutes where we said, can we get you permission to do this? And then we did the Leonardo DiCaprio with the wine, the champagne glass. Have you seen that one? And he's like cheering. We're like, congratulations, you fucking shut the port. It was like 3:00 in the morning. We waited an hour. This was the whole premise for what we set this up for. And you just couldn't just do this simple thing, shut it down, then open it up again.
Yep. No.
Anyways, stupid. That was probably a bad conversation. But anyways, memes.
No, it wasn't.
Memes.
No, it's. I was trying to think of another go. Well, I'm not prepared to go down. I'd have to take it would take me a long time to get. I was going to ask you what your favorite memes are.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of too hard to do. That's too hard to do. There's just too many goddamn many of them.
There's one that I actually posted on Facebook that is my favorite meme. Let me see if I could find just quickly. And it's the problem with this is it's more visual.
There's some new pretty dank memes.
I just want to show you this because this amuses the fuck out of me. And I have to find it because it's funny because when I type it in, it doesn't come up the same way.
All right, while you do that, but let's see if we can do this without derailing you.
Gotcha. Let's do that.
See, because you're looking something up, but I don't want just to be like tapping on a tablet, dead air. But you supposedly have word on the street that you have these sick dungeon mastering skills, and so we need to. I'd like to get in on something. I was thinking that we need some sort of gaming in this little dungeon we have going on right now. Anyway,
no, it's funny. I thought about that. I was at Barnes and Noble. I like being amongst books. It's comforting for me, and my kids like it too. And so this isn't the right one, but here we go. This is it. And I'll see if you get this and think it's as funny as I do, but I'll finish my thought. So I was there, and the cool thing about it is they have a gaming section right over by one of my favorite places, and all of my kids and I go there is the graphic novels, the science fiction and fantasy, and then the manga, and then games.
Manga. Chinese porn? Asian porn?
That would be hentai is tentacle rape porn. And we're back at porn again. And once again, we're going to give people the wrong idea that like we were sitting around like a bunch of degenerates looking at porn once or twice a day or more. And I don't consider hentai porn. I consider it romantic action movies. That's a bad joke. I'm kidding. But
I'm searching for dank memes. Go ahead.
Dank memes. So anyways, they had a bunch of D&D stuff, which I don't know what edition we're on now. When I was younger, it was first edition, second edition. I might have, and I'm off mic again.
Have you seen this meme?
This meme says...
The volleyball girl's ass?
Kowalski memes, volleyball memes, using spooky memes because the month's almost over.
Well, the text in front changes, but so does
I don't think I've seen that picture.
The rightmost ass changes too.
Oh, really?
But the two middle ass, the middle ass and the ass on the left are the meme.
It just seems like the deeper down the meme hole you go, the meme hole, that it gets bad. Well, because then you're making commentary on memes. Your meme is about memes,
right?
Which is weird. It's layered, and it gets to be too like niche at that point. If it gets too, I mean, I know a part of the whole one does not simply was all about, meme, a pop up meme. But so before we get too far away, let me just show you this. This is my favorite
circling
meme
back, baby.
That is my favorite meme.
Rest in peace, Prince. 1958 to 2016. That's not Prince.
No, it's not Prince.
I don't know this meme.
That's Lenny Kravitz.
I don't recognize Lenny Kravitz with the short hair.
No, it's not a great Lenny Kravitz picture, but
that is funny.
It amuses me because I put this on my Facebook page and I said, "R.I.P. Prince," and nobody liked this or commented on this.
Nobody liked it.
Nobody
commented either.
The fact that
you couldn't fetch a comment on a false Prince. reference?
Furthermore, for the past 2 years, on the anniversary of Prince's death, when I posted this meme,
You post it on the anniversary every year?
I repost it when it pops up in my thread, and I still get no response from it because I don't think people know what to say.
They don't know what to say because, well, they kind of looked at it like I did, like saying, that's not Prince, but not being entirely sure who it is what throws me off.
He doesn't have sunglasses on.
Yeah, I was thinking that might be Lenny Kravitz, but
Yeah.
I wasn't confident enough, I guess ruins it a little bit, maybe.
You talked about how you like to...
I can't find more volleyball butts.
You like to drop your bomb, and maybe people laugh about it later on when they figure it out. And I'm in the same place.
It's a lot of fun.
And I want there to be enough ambiguity to say, is Chris... Is he a fucking idiot? Does he not know who Prince is? Is he just a fucking asshole? Which is closer to the truth. Is that I'm an asshole in that way?
I was watching a baseball game with a friend,
Mm-hmm.
And he looked at the screen, and sometimes they cut to the crowd. They cut to the crowd, show this guy, and my friend goes, "Oh wow, look, it's Rene Goulet." And I look at it, and I fucking fell off the chair. You know who it was?
Who was it?
Jackie Robinson.
Who was Jackie Robinson? Oh my god!
What he was thinking was Robert Guillaume.
He
was thinking of Robert Guillaume.
Benson.
Is who he was thinking of.
Benson.
And instead of saying Robert Guillaume,
he said Rene Goulet, who's related to Robert Goulet and Renee Zellweger.
Right, and it looks nothing like Jackie Robinson or Robert Guillaume.
You know, what I think we need instead of a meme generator is we need to be able to put two names, like we just said, Renee Zellweger and Robert Goulet, and have it merge two pictures from the internet. Like, we need to create a browser.
Oh, yeah, write that shit.
You put two things in it. And you could even put, like, Renee Zellweger and a banana, and it will merge inanimate objects with them and come up with this composite.
Face swap them? Or not face swap them, face
merge them. Yeah, and change different features so that we could know what Renee Goulet looked like, who neither would be black.
Wait, no.
because
I said Rene Goulet?
You said Renee Goulet.
Did he say Rene Goulet or Robert Goulet?
Initially, you said Rene Goulet.
No, yeah, you're right. Definitely.
And I said,
that's what I said, Rene Goulet. I'm trying to think if he said Rene Goulet, and that even went over my head, and because I'm thinking Robert Goulet.
Yep.
Because that's who I think he meant.
He meant Robert
But
Guillaume.
maybe he even said...
Because Robert Goulet is also a white guy.
So Rene Goulet is even funnier on a third level, because he even got Robert Goulet's name wrong.
Oh, he got it absolutely
He got
wrong.
everything wrong. He got the name wrong. He got Robert Guillaume wrong. It was Jackie Robinson.
That's so fucked up.
He got all of it wrong.
Fucked up on so many levels. But then
But as soon as he said it, I knew exactly everything he meant.
You said Jackie Robinson
I'm
looks like
dude,
Robert.
that's Jackie Robinson.
Robert Guillaume.
She does look like a little bit like Benson. But yeah, Benson's name is Robert Guillaume, not.
You know that
Rene
Robert
Goulet.
Guillaume was on a show before Benson.
Is Rene Goulet a wrestler?
There's no Rene. I don't know. Is it a recent wrestler? Maybe. I haven't watched wrestling since 2004, probably. So you want me to Google search this? Or am I going to research Rene?
No,
Goulet?
you don't have to.
Is this some kind of weird porn that's going to come up?
No, don't. Go ahead.
Anyways, Robert Goulet. No, Robert Guillaume.
See?
Holy fuck! What are you doing to me? Robert Guillaume was in Benson, and before Benson, he was in another show, another comedy show. Do you remember?
Before pre-Benson?
Pre-Benson, because this was where he cut his teeth.
Dude,
there was a show on TV called Soap. You remember the show Soap?
He was on that show?
And Robert Guillaume.
What's her face from... She was... who's Charles in Charge now?
Charles in Charge.
Mona?
Oh yeah, Mona was on that. Yeah, she was the wife. Soap was crazy. It was a crazy show. I watched it when I was a kid.
Yeah, we were really young, dude. Yeah. And were those live running, or was that syndication at that point?
It's hard to say for me because I watched a lot of shows that like I watched Dobie Gillis growing up.
Who?
Yeah, so Dobie Gillis was a show that Gilligan was on before he was Gilligan. It was a show, black and white. I mean, I watched Car 54. So for me, I grew up watching.
Yeah, but that's syndication.
It was Nick at Night. It was
Nick at Night. Yeah. You were watching that in syndication.
Yeah. Robert Guillaume. Yeah, and here's the funny thing about this. Before we get away from this, and you look at the cast here of Soap as I look at it. You know, Billy Crystal was on Soap,
and
Richard Mulligan
Yep.
was one of the main characters of Soap, and Robert Guillaume played Benson Dubois. He played Benson on Soap before
Get
he
outta
became
here. His name was Benson on that show too. I don't remember that.
theoretically the same character. Yeah.
Oh, is that what the theory is on the internet?
His name is
You wanna
Benson
spread that?
Dubois. He goes to the fucking other show. I just assumed this was
It was
Benson.
a spinoff. It was a spinoff.
But Soap was so fucking wacky. They had one of them was like The Exorcist. The one
Who was the gay guy? What was his name? He was funny as hell.
yeah, I'm trying to remember who you're talking about. There was the puppet, and this guy Jay Johnson is here. Catherine Hellman, who is Mona from Who's the Boss?
Yep. Who's the boss? I said Charles and Charles. It's the same show.
Yeah. Essentially, yeah, they were all kind of cookie cutters. I mean, after Different Strokes, it was all downhill, I guess.
Three's Company.
Three's Company, yeah, and I still watch Three's Company.
Me too.
I'm trying to.
I just
Robert
saw him
Urich was on
before he got
Soap.
chopped in the freezer.
Soap was a great.
Yeah, that was a good show. What were we talking about before we started this?
We were talking about Rene Goulet. We were talking about you're at a baseball.
No, we were talking
game.
about RPG games.
Yes, all the way
Holy
back to that.
shit.
We ended up on Soap. I'm hoping that someone finds it interesting that we started talking about D&D and ended up talking about the TV show Soap. I'm hoping there's somebody out there that thinks that that's interesting, because if not, we're fucked.
Probably not.
So I was in Barnes &
We have
Noble.
to sell Pure Raging Hard-On subscriptions.
We do.
Go ahead.
I almost think the spot. Tell me if this is out of line for this. But I was thinking, if we wanted to really market those pills properly,
Right.
we literally just have the spot be 2 minutes of after you finish reading the spot.
Yeah.
And we don't have to actually do this. I mean, we can produce something.
Right.
It should just be 2 minutes of somebody just masturbating with a raging hard on.
Just like
For 2 minutes, just the sound of it, not anything like porn sounds.
mid show or at the end of the show.
I mean, no, like right after the read.
Right after the read. So
Yeah.
just like
I think it's like
a
a
2-minute break of
just
fapping.
just fapping, yeah, just fap for 2 minutes, uncomfortably listening to it.
Maybe we should try it. I'm down.
I'm just saying, we don't have to do it live.
But who's gonna?
I don't want to be here for that. I'm just.
Well, who's gonna fap?
We just produce something. I mean, we could just
produce it. We
just bring a piece of meat. I mean, I'm saying this on the air, so I guess we can't do it now because they're going to know it's fake.
No, you can't.
So I guess you're going to have to jerk off on the air.
Well, you're gonna have to leave the room.
Well, yes, absolutely. As a matter of fact, I don't even want to be in the house when that's going on. When I know that's going on
Record
down
that
here.
separately, or am I doing this live?
I think you're going to have to do it separately. Yeah.
No, so it's not like a live
No,
read.
no.
It's a live read
That's
followed
too
by a
much
live
pressure,
fap.
dude. I mean, if you could do
can
that,
pull it off.
Okay. So okay.
All right, back to RPG.
So put that in the. So back to the RPG. They had a box set that was a good starter kit for D&D, but I think we have to talk about where we want to start.
What? Yeah, it
Where
doesn't
you want to
have
start,
be-
because it's just two of us, right?
It doesn't have to be D&D.
Okay.
It could just be an RPG that we're like kind of interested in. But the only thing is, we need like at least a third guy.
I mean, you can do one.
Do it like once a month.
You could do one player gaming. It's possible. We could just do a one player.
Where you're gonna be the DM, and I'm going to just play it on my own.
Yeah,
and you're gonna be a bunch of NPCs.
and I can NPC it up a little bit. Yeah.
You think so?
Yeah, we could do it. I've done it before. I've played
You've
many
done it?
all the time. Yeah, and some
Really?
games lend more
So
towards
let's
solo
do it,
stuff.
dude.
So what I think we'll do is the next time we come on the air, I will go through my hard drive. I have literally like 300 games that I've downloaded all the books to. Back in the BitTorrent days. And
Does that pass the statute of limitations?
I'm hoping.
Okay.
I mean, I own them.
Well, whoever we end up doing, maybe we'll just send them something.
We can endorse them.
Endorse
I mean,
them? Yeah.
tabletop gamings, they need more proponents on podcasts talking about tabletop gaming, because it's
Tabletop gaming is awesome.
It is, but you know what? I realized it is that video games, console games, being what they are these days, have kind of killed it. They've kind of killed. It has, because
There are some people out there who still really enjoy it once they get into.
There's hardcore people, yes.
Well, that's the thing, is that those games are kind of like beer.
Mm-hmm.
Forever, I was drinking Corona Light and Heineken Light, and just that's what I thought the world was.
Mm-hmm.
So I was playing Life and Monopoly and Clue. I thought Pictionary was the greatest thing in the world, and that was it. That's as far as I went. Then you learn that
oh, Sierra Nevada's got this, and then this anchor steam from San Francisco. And all of a sudden, you start going deeper and deeper, and next thing you know, we're getting drunk in Jug Handle in a strip mall on that. I think it was Jug Handle Brewery, right?
Yep.
They were going into like these breweries with 10 employees and drinking these craft beers, and it's like, wow, this is beer.
Yeah.
Holy shit. And I think tabletop gaming is like that. That once you dip out of Monopoly, which is a really good game, by the way, but not as good as some of the other games that are out there. Yeah. And I have games that upstairs, and it's hard to get people to dip into them. I have games upstairs I can't play with anybody, dude. I have like Pandemic. No one wants to play with me. I have Agricola. No one wants to play. I mean, these are games that are considered to be fantastic board games. And Pandemic, we couldn't play it on the air because it's not a game to play on the air, but it fits completely with what we're doing. I mean, it's about a super bug, I guess, essentially.
Well, so I think, since the show has a theme, which
does it?
Well, I mean, I guess it does. You had the framework of the idea for it that gave us our logo.
It's just the logo.
Came up with this list that has been so pivotal to all of our conversations, but that it's officially fleshed out now, which I think it's subject to change.
The list?
The list.
Yeah, we added Civil War.
But I think what I will do specifically is I will look for games that are apocalyptic in nature.
Oh, shit.
And I'll bring a list of games that are like, I know Gamma World is one of them. There's another game called Twilight 2000, which doesn't exactly work because it's around the fact that the nuclear war happens in the year 2000, which was 18 years ago.
You could bump the year up.
The year is
3,000.
The year is irrelevant.
Right.
Yeah, you could. It's whatever. But it was just funny when I think about it.
Mm-hmm.
But
that is funny. But maybe it wasn't off by much. Maybe.
So maybe that's my opportunity to bring something to the table that I can we'll go through the games. I'll explain to you the background of the games.
Well, then I got to bring something to the table.
Well, you bring something to the table all the time, dude. Well, you have the beer
sweet.
minimally.
But what?
And you got the logo, and you made me thinner. If we can
actually into fucking Rambo.
If we can do that in real life, it would be awesome. Can Antonio help me out with that?
Right out there. You
okay.
Come whenever you want.
Yeah, I need time. But the thing, if you can
I
make
don't have
time
either. Think I have time?
No, I know. This is coming from the guy that's binge watching Netflix till 3 o'clock.
Yeah, 3 o'clock in the morning.
I know.
You can be like bench pressing.
Have time to do what I want to do. You're right. So maybe that's something we'll talk about. I think let's work towards that. We'll make your character on the air. So
that'd be like a lot of fun. I didn't think that you could do it one player and you finding something themed. That's interesting.
Yeah, I mean, because I told you when we played every kind of game that even if we were just peripherally interested in it for a few weeks, it was still awesome to be like, we're going to play Flashing Blades. It's like the Three Musketeers. And like we were playing that and it was cool in its way. And we explored it as much as we could and we put it away. But I played so many games. So, and up front, I am dramatically rusty in regards to my DMing skills. So, but what's interesting about this is I have friends and I that always talked about going back to characters 20 years later and revisiting them. And would
you make them age that period of time?
I think it would be awesome to do that and then build the story of where they've been.
Where they've been the past 20 years.
And the great thing about my friends is if they still have those capabilities, it would be infinitely interesting. At least to me. And with technology, I could literally try to get these guys back together, although a couple of them I would have to find. But like for Shadowrun, we had one of the most interesting parties and groups of people that I've ever played with. And that little core group...
Shadowrun is an interesting game.
It's cool because it has a lot of different layers. You have technology, you have the futuristic stuff, you have fantasy in there, which makes it neat. I do like the game a lot.
Melding of everything. Yeah.
I mean, I read a lot. Like we talked about William Gibson, and we're getting repetitive here in Cyberpunk, and I was heavily into that. But then you throw that aspect on top of it, it makes it deeper. So you get kind of all of that and more. And I do like the game, and the idea that like all these evil corporations that run the world that we just kind of talked about in a roundabout way.
Yeah.
That behind it all there is an evil entity.
Prophetic.
And the evil entity that runs a corporation is like a fucking dragon, So like literally like the dragon from back in the day that would he's sitting in a corporation running a corporation as like the evil mastermind of the corporation. The fantasy villain that sits on a hoard of gold is doing it in modern day times or futuristic times. Just it's a digital hoard of gold,
Exactly.
So I'll be interested to see how well. I mean, I'm creative enough to tell stories. I like to tell the story, so we'll see where it takes us. And
we can try it. If it
No,
doesn't work, it doesn't work. But
I'm excited.
the thing
to.
is, there's shows that do it, you know.
Yeah.
But there's shows that do this too.
I mean, I think
We could just be better at it. I think we're more interesting. I think we're interesting. Are we interesting?
Well, that's why I keep asking you about
know.
Joe. Has he edited the shows?
No, I think he gave up, dude.
he just. So you're doing the shows now?
I think I'm going to start doing.
Well, I can.
I think he just said, "Fuck these two retards."
Yeah, I know. Oh,
Excuse
I can't
me,
Listen to their
idiots.
voices.
It's like,
Yeah.
but you know, like just like I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if that's us or he's just
well, I thought about
not
it.
into it.
I thought about it myself, and I said, would I be upset if nobody listened? And my answer to myself was, if I had a good time, I don't really fucking care. Is that bad?
Well, I mean, I listen and left my ass off, but that's just
yeah.
me.
You were making me laugh because I forgot half of what we talked about.
Well, that's the thing is that some of the things that we've said in passing are just funny. I think.
Yeah.
I mean, Captain America. It's like watching Leave It to Beaver. That's funny.
It's America.
Yeah, but because seriously, out of context, it kind of like just I don't know. It just blurted it out.
It's funny.
There's a lot of funny moments.
No, you mentioned the three baritones, and I already thought about how I could have improved that because I should have said two
Oh,
baritones.
well, then you couldn't come up with a third guy.
Yeah,
but
I couldn't name. Could I name any of them?
we came up with Barry Baritone for the third
Barry
guy.
baritone. Okay.
But it's just, I think we're a couple smart dudes. Not to toot our own horns or pat myself on the back, but I don't think we're good. We have a lot of things that we haven't even. We have so much. We have a lot of expertise in a lot of different areas that we haven't even touched, and I think it's just we don't know how to even broach the subjects. So it's so much. I mean, even besides even the DMing stuff, which I think is going to be, fun.
Mm-hmm. No, I'm excited about it
because because of even like the writing I've done, I think that we can, and the writing you've done. It's kind of like two people who enjoy writing, working and role playing together. I think that'll produce some interesting effects. Script reading. I mean, we have like a bunch of scripts we could read. That's gonna be embarrassing as fuck for me, but whatever. We can have this room filled with like 6-7 people reading some scripts, and not shitty ones. Good ones. Ones that I think are good that people didn't get. I mean, I got some really good feedback from a couple of different places, and we'll pick those out and just go. Some that were ones that were close, but didn't kind of go over the hump. I think there's a lot of stuff that we can do. I think this is a damn good show.
Damn good fucking show.
Damn fucking show.
Time will tell. I think we'll be okay. And I would love to we could even write, come up with a crazy idea, a stupid idea, and write our own screenplay on the air. Maybe even we do it on the air, like the list.
Do it in live. Yeah.
Let's write it. Yeah. We start with the character list. We start with a sketch of the plot line. Even if we go,
just go right into just doing a screen, like a sitcom or like a teleplay.
Yeah.
And a 30-minute teleplay
complete with Foley and everything.
Foley.
Oh, we're going to do Foley. So we'll bring a piece of wood here and some high heels, and we'll go. That's a horse galloping.
We got to mic that shit.
I'm kidding.
No, I was following you.
Okay, well, we'll do Foley then.
I know a guy who's got a recording studio in Brooklyn.
Okay, so we're gonna go there and do Foley of like a
maybe
person.
We can go there and maybe even do
glass
a show though, but that's like a lot of travel.
Yeah, but Brooklyn's not close.
Brooklyn's not close.
We need somebody in like Bound, Brooklyn.
But this guy's a real producer. He's got a real recording studio.
Either that, or we need to get like a pod and find a piece of property between our houses and just put a pod out there and make our own recording studio.
Yeah, we could do that.
Something that's modular that we can like add to.
Yeah. Well, let's see how this Raging Hard-Ons ad does.
Okay, we're gonna see. If Raging Hard-Ons, if your stock spikes up, we expect a percentage.
No, they'll just keep using us. That's how we'll look.
I don't really like that. Your Raging Hard-On is going to use us. I don't like the implication of that.
You don't want
the Raging Hard-On guy.
You don't want that type of.
Well, I mean, You know what I'm
So
concerned
I'm
about?
not, I had another ad. I'm not going to read it.
Well, I want you to read it, but I just want to express my concern about the raging hard-on thing. What if somebody takes this pill,
What pill?
the raging hard-on pill?
Oh, pill.
Yeah.
This is Bill.
No, if Bill takes the pill, or whomever,
Right.
and his hard-on doesn't go away or whatever, I mean, are we
crash.
liable for that? Or
Are we liable if what?
what's our liability factor?
If someone takes a pill and the hard-on doesn't go
yeah,
away?
it doesn't go away.
No, what are we? That's not. We didn't make the fucking pill.
We endorsed it, though.
We didn't endorse it. They sold an ad.
We read it. It's
I know, but I mean, millions of people.
if you're
read
going
these
to
things.
sell a boner pill or fuck a piece of plastic, I mean, I don't know. Somehow you're responsible.
Shit.
So,
Well,
I'm just saying, if we're going to yell at the media for being irresponsible and saying the bomber was a registered Republican
right.
white guy,
What's that have to do with boner pills?
I'm just saying we need to be responsible broadcasters. One, we should always know exactly what we're talking about and be educated.
We should always know what we're talking about.
Well, yeah, if you're going to say
That's a
something
fucking
about
stretch.
something, you can't talk about like my dumbass talk about the Kavanaugh situation, and I never read anything about the Kavanaugh.
That was bad.
It was bad, and
But
I
so
feel
was I. I was doing
came
the same
across
thing.
bad because I
No.
didn't know what the fuck I was talking about.
No, you didn't come across bad.
But I was more like devil's advocate because I really didn't. I had an assumption about it. Maybe I represented the regular person who just didn't want to be fucking bothered with the whole
right.
horseshit.
No, you didn't sound bad.
But I think we should know what we're talking. I'm being kind of tongue in cheek about this. I'm making jokes that we say stuff we have no idea what the fuck.
Well, we
at
don't.
times we're literally
You don't have to
reading
know.
about it on the air. We should know how to pronounce.
Nobody
things.
knows.
We should know
Is
how to
the
pronounce
point.
things though.
Well, yeah.
Because the people on the news, when they say like Nicaragua, they say Nicaragua, El Salvador. Like they're like pronouncing things properly, like
And we-
with a
we don't.
Spanish accent.
Right. No, I can't do that.
Me either, obviously. But I'm just saying we should be responsible,
I guess you're right. All right. Well,
and we shouldn't be repetitive either.
we should
Those
try
are
not
the
to be.
three things we need to do.
So I give you Ask Ouija, right? All right. And the other thing is, the amount of time I spent in food,
Yeah,
I don't know how to weave that in,
yeah.
because just many years in food service. I worked in a bakery. I worked in an Italian. I made a fresh pasta guy. Who sent me. I owned a bakery at one point. Yeah, you look at me funny. Yeah, I owned a bakery at one point. So
You've done a lot of things though. You've written screenplays. You've been an actor.
I told you.
You're-
I think
somehow
before we
you're
started, I
in
said I'm a
IT.
master. I don't even know how I'm in IT. Well, because that's what my degree is in. Because I left journalism school because
Okay, so
I
that's
wanted to throw up. I went from journalism school to film school because journalism school made me sick to my stomach. But
And then to the
And
low
then-
stress food industry after that.
yeah, no. Well, then the whole time, like part time, I was working food service.
Okay.
In one capacity or another. So I was thinking, like, what, when I was with Utter Epicure, when we were doing Utter Epicure, it was just like, recipes and stuff. But this show's more like fun, It's more not, no, I don't mean, yeah.
Not that the other one wasn't fun. But
Not the
this
other
is-
one wasn't fun, but you know what I mean? This is more like lighthearted. So I was thinking, maybe stoner recipes,
That could be interesting.
right?
That would be interesting. Yeah, I think that's something that we should put on the bit list.
Yeah, I mean, just like, yeah, dude, I got some stoner recipes.
We should check that out. I'm sure. Yeah. Especially.
I'm
if
sure,
you-
and it's one of those things like everyone's got stoner recipes, right? You don't have to be like I could come up with. I have some that are like sophisticated, like a little bit more on the foodie end of a stoner recipe. But I also have, the basics, which is Cape Cod, potato chips rolled up in Wonder Bread.
Oh, so wait a minute.
I can hit you
So
on
I
both
misunderstood
ends.
you. I misunderstood you. I thought you were going to talk about cooking with weed. You were legitimately saying
No, munchies.
stoner munchies.
Yeah, munchies.
Gotcha.
Munchies.
Gotcha.
Yeah, yeah.
Gotcha.
That's fucking
That
good.
could be interesting. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Captain Crunch on a piece of Wonder Bread.
Never did that. Good?
Oh yeah, it was good. That was me, but not me as a stoner. That was just me as a kid.
Okay. Well, I mean, if
And
it
sugar.
was good
And I
when
think
you
I
were a
was like
kid,
just
it's good.
regular like sugar. On
Well,
top of it.
cereal and like stoned cereal with cold milk is just, a whole other thing.
Yeah.
Cereal, for some reason, stoned is just really, really, really good.
Well, because it's a sensory experience, right? It's textured. It makes a lot of noise. The smells and the flavors are already accentuated because everything is like, like Fruity Pebbles is like, it smells like fruit, like amplified 1,000 times. It's like,
Right.
So it's like an explosion in your head, and you're high, and you're like, oh
Right,
my
right.
God.
Oh my God, yeah.
It's so chocolatey. I'm like, yeah, it's unnaturally chocolatey.
Right.
You're swimming in chocolate in your mouth right now, pretty much.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, cereal I could imagine, and it's easy. You don't even need the milk for the cereal. You just jam your hand in the box and just
Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
But I like it with some cold milk, man.
And then you're right. Then it's also like the texture and then the smooth and creaminess of the milk, right? And then also after a while, it starts to break down and get mushy. So it literally will change when you're halfway through the bowl because you're just high.
It's this whole fucking experience that, like, you're like, man, when in the morning you're eating cereal, you don't even stop to appreciate this shit. Like, it's just fucking really good.
Yeah.
It's sweet. It's cold. It's crunchy. It's milky. It's creamy. It's all these things at once. It smells good. It's filling. It's just checking all these fucking boxes all at once. And your head explodes.
Yeah, it's like the most amazing way to start your day, if you think about it. If you had a bowl of children's cereal in the morning before you went to work, one, you wouldn't need a cup of coffee because you would be hyped up on sugar.
Yeah, absolutely.
And two, you would just have, like you said, like this full-on sensory fucking orgasm in your mouth before you even got out the door. You're like, holy shit.
Yeah.
I just had some Cinnamon Toast Crunch. And it was amazing.
Oh, Cinnamon Toast Crunch is fucking awesome.
Dude,
we should have a list of top 10 cereals.
We should eat cereal on the air.
We should just do a cereal thing, yeah.
Yes. We'll just eat cereal on the show.
I could recreate right now Big Mac sauce recipe.
Big Mac sauce
Special
recipe.
sauce.
What do you mean?
Like I pretty much know the recipe.
What
I
is
have it written down.
and see now, the special sauce, if it has mayo in it, I'm already checked out. I don't like anything.
You don't
mayo.
like Big Macs?
No.
You don't like Big Macs?
Here's what turned me off about the Big Mac.
Do you eat Whoppers?
Whoppers, I don't mind Whoppers, but I don't want anything with mayo on it. Or
Whoppers
mayo,
have mayo on them.
They do?
Yes.
I tended to be more about just plain cheeseburgers there with the sesame seed patties, the sesame seed buns and the patties.
You don't like special sauce?
I don't like mayonnaise. I don't like it.
That's fine.
So what
But
bothered me
special
about
sauce isn't mayonnaise, dude.
but the Big Mac thing
It's
that
this
killed me
whole other
was
fucking thing.
the chopped lettuce mixed with the special sauce.
Oh yeah, I guess they blend with
it.
it.
Did
It's not purposely
something
mixed,
to
but-
turn me off, like really turn me off to the Big Mac.
Well, you know what? You probably ate some super hot, muggy Florida Big Macs.
Maybe, and
That's
I'll-
got to be gross.
I'll take you back.
I wouldn't eat mayonnaise in Florida either.
No, it's sketchy. You have to be careful.
Yeah.
But here's what turned me off to mayonnaise, and I just thought about it, and I pinpointed the exact moment. When I was younger, my father's mother was taking care of me, and she made me a sandwich, and they had limited spread to put on it. So she said, "I made you a bologna sandwich, and I put some mayonnaise on it." And I said, "Okay."
Bologna.
Yeah,
That's
which is also
questionable.
such a
Yeah.
white trash lunch meat, bologna.
No, bologna's good stuff.
But
Yeah.
I haven't touched bologna in 20 years either.
But definitely mayo and bologna's questionable.
Well, but here's the problem though. It was not regular mayo. It
Don't
looked
tell
like
me it was
mayo.
Miracle Whip.
It was fucking Miracle Whip, dude.
That shit's fucking gross.
And so
that's salad dressing. That's not
it is, and it has a totally different flavor
it's
to
a
it.
tangy salad dressing.
So it would be the equivalent of me pouring you a glass of Sprite and telling you that it's water. Not that
Right.
you hate Sprite or you hate water, but if you're expecting one thing and you get the rope-a-dope and you get the other, your taste buds are like, what the fuck are you? Like, because your brain is literally preparing yourself for mayonnaise. It's creamy. It's oil.
Well, Miracle Whip is creamy, but
But remember, I didn't think it was
just
Miracle Whip.
put
I thought it
Miracle
was
Whip
mayo.
on a bologna sandwich.
I thought it was mayo. She thought it was mayo. She saw a jar filled with white shit, and she said it's mayo.
Oh my god!
So I bit into it, and it just
I
my
would've
brain
threw up
Oh
right
yeah,
there.
I almost did marginally. I almost did.
Miracle Whip is to me the absolute grossest fucking thing on this planet.
Who eats it though? Why does it
I
exist?
don't know. It is fucking disgusting.
Now, how do you?
It tastes like mayonnaise that went
Went
bad
bad, yes.
5 months
Exactly.
ago.
It has
I don't understand anyone who eeats that shit.
It has a vinegar taste to it.
It
It's vinegary
smells,
and mayo-y. Oh yeah.
It's fucking disgusting. What does it go on?
See, wait, can you throttle it?
I'm sorry, I'm getting mad.
But you gotta
they
throttle it
fucking
back,
selling
though.
fucking
What about
trailer
our-
loads of this shit.
What about our Miracle Whip sponsorship? You're really fucking.
No, fuck that. I would not have Miracle Whip on this. It would no. Hard on pills is fine.
Better than
Miracle
Miracle
Whips. Fuck that. No. Okay, they're not touching this show. No way.
Okay.
Now listen.
I just don't want to limit our options here.
No, but mayonnaise is. You got to check out mayonnaise again.
All right.
You can't go based. I'm sorry. I'm like 10 feet from the microphone.
I mean,
you can't go based on the Miracle Whip experience. I mean, that's happened to me too. Where I've gotten Miracle Whip thinking I was eating mayonnaise, and that's a horrible thing to do to a person.
yeah.
And but you gotta go past it. You can't take it personally.
Well, I wouldn't. So what I'll say is, I wouldn't actively not have mayo because I've had mayo here or there, but it's not my go-to. It's not my thing I think about, and if it's included, like I'll go through it, but really it's just I'd rather not.
So then you don't eat Reuben sandwiches?
Nope.
Thousand Island dressing?
Thousand Island dressing, or Russian dressing.
Tartar sauce
I want nothing to do with
fish.
Russian or Thousand Island dressing. Tartar sauce, no, I don't really need the tartar sauce on the fish. Now, if it's some kind of like fusion tartar sauce, like cilantro, lime, tartar sauce, some kind of something that they would make at some kind of fancy restaurant, yeah, but I wouldn't really go for tartar sauce.
What about homemade mayonnaise? What if you made it yourself?
I mean, I probably would.
You just don't like the egginess of it?
No, I mean, I'm not even a big egg person. Like my family is like my wife's family is like it's always freaking scrambled eggs. It's egg. They'll eat scrambled eggs 4 days in a row. And I'm like, I have high cholesterol. I should not be like I'm an egg whites person. Like that's the best I'm going to do for eggs. And I love fried eggs. I just shouldn't eat fried eggs. So, I mean, and the things that I don't like are funny because I've eaten some crazy shit traveling around the world. But the things I don't like, the list is, since we're a list show, I hate, well, I'm better about it, but I used to hate mashed potatoes. I used to hate applesauce. And above,
I'm with you on the applesauce.
and above all else, I fucking despise Jell-O. I hate Jell-O.
Yeah, Jell-O is a little fucky.
Yeah.
But you would like my grandmother's Jell-O, maybe.
Maybe.
My grandmother's Jell-O has fruit cocktail in it, chopped nuts, melted marshmallows, and heavy cream.
Yeah, see, that's a more sophisticated Jell-O. Like the regular plain Jell-O, though, like lime Jell-O.
Yeah,
You
like
know?
just like yeah.
Well,
yeah, if you put whipped cream on it, that's good. No,
yeah, yeah, it's okay. No, I can't. Eat
really?
Jell-O. No,
Fuck.
I would.
You won't do a shooter. You won't do a Jell-O
Yeah,
shot.
That's different. It's got alcohol in it.
Yeah, but you can't taste it. It's Jell-O.
I
You do a blowjob. You put the whipped cream on it, and you just shoot it down.
I don't do blowjobs.
You do it without.
I
the whipped cream?
receive blowjobs.
You don't do. You just do it without the whipped cream.
No, I don't do blowjob shots.
I do.
You do? Oh my god, dude!
There's nothing wrong with blowjobs, dude.
No, blowjobs are great. Blowjob shots are for chicks. That makes me sound like a misogynist, doesn't it?
Well, no.
It's kind of a girl shot, isn't it? A blowjob?
Yeah, but it's good.
If you're in a bar as a man and you
Yes.
go and you up to the bar and you look the bartender in the eye.
Right.
He's covered in tattoos.
Right.
He's got like his head is pierced.
Right.
He's got a tattoo on his face of a spider. He's ripped like fucking Arnold Schwarzenegger. And you look him. He goes, "What can I get for you tonight, pal?" And you look him straight in the eye and you say,
No, I'm not going to say blowjob. No.
But you have to order it.
No. You don't order a blowjob. Blowjobs get offered to you. You walk around. You're sitting in the bar. You're drinking your beer, whatever, and some chick comes over with a tray, and she goes, "Blowjob," and you go, "Yeah,"
and I'll
And
have
she
the
gives it
drink
to
too.
you. No, she gives it to you, and you just shoot it down. You look a little fruity when you do it because you got the cream on the face, but I don't care.
It's even like if
It's
you order
good.
your cappuccino, do you put 27 inches of foam on the top of your cappuccino?
No. It's supposed to be. I think what a cappuccino is supposed to be 1/3.
Yeah.
I'm fucking making shit up.
1/3 of the cup is foam.
There's a ratio between a macchiato, a latte, cappuccino that's all different. No, macchiato's got no cream in. This has no milk in the coffee. It's just espresso with foam. That's a macchiato. A latte, I think, is like a quarter foam.
Okay.
And then half steamed milk and half espresso? Or no, that doesn't make sense because that'd be a full. But I don't know. The one with the most foam, the one that's equal parts espresso, steamed milk, and foam is cappuccino.
See,
So that's a third, right?
I think
It's a third.
sounds about right. And you said that we wouldn't be able to find a way to work your food knowledge into this conversation. And
Oh, well, there you go. So it'll squeak out from
we
time
did,
to time.
yeah.
But I didn't know what a latte, what the ratio was for
And it
latte.
wasn't forced. That legitimately came up as you have the expertise there. I just drink the fucking things.
Yeah,
And I don't order blowjobs.
I don't order them either, like I said.
And I
They're
haven't
just
been
rolling
offered
with-
nearly as many blowjobs as I would like.
All right. On that note, you can find us on iTunes, Google Play, soon on Spotify. I'm going to be on Spotify soon. Stitcher also soon. SoundCloud. DoomsdayDoobie-Doo.com is the website. Tell a friend, right? I mean, maybe, did you tell your friends? Because I didn't.
I selectively have a group of people that want to listen.
Okay. Well,
So
we have
there-
plenty of time to change their minds. On Twitter, with Doomsday Doopy, I'm Nick. Our tweets, you are
At CJ Scannell
at CJ Scannell
with 2 N's and 2 L's.
with two N's?
2 N's and 2 L's, yeah. I fixed it on the Google Doc.
You did?
Yes, you spelled my name wrong.
I spelled your name wrong. I've been spelling your name wrong forever.
Everybody's always trying to shortchange me an N or an L.
Yeah, but you know what? I'm looking at it. I don't see that.
No, I fixed it.
I'm looking at it now.
You haven't. Wait, hold on. No, I fixed it.
Send your emails to questions. There's the food questions, prepping questions. Even though we didn't even get into prepping yet, let me look at that. Where do you see that you fixed it? Oh no, but fix it in the credits.
Oh, Jesus.
At CJ Scannell. You said with 2 N's and 2 L's.
2 N's and 2 L's. That's fine. It'll fix it automatically because in mine, it's in my spell correct.
Ah, there you go. Very interesting. And I could see. Nope,
Or
you're
not.
still. Nope. Go up to. I could see you editing it. Go to C. See what it says Twitter, Doomsday Doopy, Nick R tweets, and then you got at CJ Scannell.
I don't know if that one's going to autofix, though.
DoomsdayDoopyDoo at gmail.com.
There you go.
And send in your questions or comments. Tell us, I don't know, whatever the hell you want to tell us. We can answer lots of questions on lots of different things.
Negative feedback is appreciated.
Yeah, negative feedback is good. We could learn and grow. And
No, yeah, so feel free to just shit on us.
yeah. If you, and send us, give us a rating on our iTunes too. It just, if you're going to, whatever. Give us a rating on iTunes, no matter what the fuck you think it should be.
Yeah.
I don't care. I'm not afraid.
Yeah.
You afraid?
No.
No.
Fuck it.
Anyway, guys, thanks for tuning in. Have a good night. See you in 2 weeks.